Good morning, participants in different schools here in Davao Region and also in Soxargen. This is the Immersion webinar for grade 12 students. We welcome you to this webinar of the University of Mindanao. And to start our webinar this morning, let us start this with a prayer and the singing of the national anthem to be given to us by the University of Mindanao, Coral.
kayang magiliw, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisingil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit ng bagha, may dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng matawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituing at araw niyang kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng wala di pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Alright, again, good morning, participants, and welcome to Immersion webinar for grade 12 students, specifically for those who would like to pursue engineering course in the college. So the University of Mindanao conducted this webinar session for the Immersion program of the senior high school. This webinar series is being covered with the key learning areas for Immersion program. These are the following: writing a winning cover letter and resume, how to ace the interview, work ethics, social media etiquette, career opportunities, especially for those different strands of the senior high school. And this time, for engineering, we will be talking about Capstone project ideas. Okay, and we've invited speakers in order for you guys to be enlightened of the things that you have to do or to plan in order for you to be prepared for your pursuing your college degree. And so we would like to welcome everyone. So andito sa chat, and also we would like to say that we are live on YouTube. Just search the University of Mindanao official, and there you can see this webinar. All right, so let me see sa chat in order na ma-recognize natin yung different schools from across the region. All right, we have from MSU, Mindanao State University, Jensan, welcome, students from MSU, and also we have from Tacrong National High School. And here sa YouTube natin, meron ang Remedios National High School. Also have from Lorenzo School of Pulumulok Incorporated. And also, we have from University of Mindanao, Maine. Hello, hello sa inyo. Kaway-kaway naman dyan. Alright. So, thank you very much. And hopefully, you will stay at the end of our webinar kasi madami talaga kayong matututunan for this webinar. Alright, so without further ado, let us start our webinar session with our first topic, the pre-employment requirements. So I believe you are also planning, some of you are planning to get a job in order na ma-pursue ninyo ang college ninyo. And so this topic will help you prepare for it. So pre-employment requirements, ladies and gentlemen. Let us welcome our first speaker, the Vice President for External Relations and International Affairs Office, Dr. Rinaldo C. Castro. Virtual round of applause.
Thank you very much, Benji. Let me check if you can hear me. I'm having a connection problem right now. So I'd like to ask students to write one in the chat box if you can hear me. Sige daw. Ayan, there you go. Okay. Thank you. As mentioned by Benji, this is our series of webinar for senior high school for your immersion program, and we understand that today's schedule of program focuses on the engineering and technology, and therefore we would like to presume that our participants, most of our participants today are in the STEM program. Okay, those who are interested to take up engineering, so this is a perfect session for you. And my topic, I have three topics. No, one is that I will be sharing to you how to prepare a winning application letter and resume. Second topic is that how are you going to ace in your job interview. And third topic is that some social media etiquette that you have to observe. For the first topic, senior high school students, I have prepared a video presentation, no, so that it will be easy for you to follow through the lecture for first topic, how to prepare a winning application letter and resume. So let's watch this video.
Hi to all our students in CAID 500 and welcome to our second video. Today we are going to talk about two important things in your CAID 500 and in your application process. Writing a cover letter, or popularly known as application letter and resume. First, why write a cover letter? I'd like to cite three reasons. First is that because you have earned a formal education, a formal baccalaureate degree, you need to show to your potential employer that you can write and that you can communicate well. That's why you have to write an application letter or a cover letter. Second is that you have to highlight your particular skills, your past work history, or other areas that are specific to the job that you are applying. You have to think of it as a quick sales pitch. And third reason is that you have to set yourself apart from the competition. Remember this, in one position, there's a dozen or two of you applying for that position. And therefore, the first level of assessment of your potential employer is your application letter. So, how are you going to write a winning cover letter? These are our tips. First, you have to write there the date. Don't forget the date. And when you are going to write your application letter, you are going to follow the American English style. So you start with the date, for example, September 10, 2020, not 10 September 2020. The next one is that you have to write the name of the addressee. Maybe the HR manager or the president of the organization. If you don't have any idea of the name of the HR manager or to whom you're going to address the letter, then you have to exert extra effort. You can visit the company, you can give them a call, and ask from them to whom you can address your application letter. If you're going to visit the company, then tell the HR office. Normally, you have to proceed to the HR office and ask the people there in the HR that you're interested to submit an application letter, and you're going to inquire from them to whom you're going to address the letter. So get the complete name, the exact position of the person, and of course the name of the company and the address. So that's how you're going to do it. For example, you have Miss Joanne T. Santos, HR manager. Oops, you also have to make sure that Joanne Santos is the HR manager because she might be the VP for HR. And by writing there, HR manager, you have demoted the person. So it's already a demerit in your part. So you have to make sure what's the exact position of the person. So let's go back to that. Miss Joanne T. Santos, HR manager, XYZ Corporation, Ponciano Street, Davao City. That's it. And then you have the opening. You say, Miss Santos, colon. Do not write Dear Miss Santos because remember that your application letter is a formal style of communication, and writing the word Dear Miss Santos reduces the formality of your communication unless you are very close to that person. So you write there Miss Santos colon. In your first paragraph, you have to mention how did you get to know about the information of the position, whether you get the information from a friend or somebody who's working in the organization, or maybe you have read that somewhere in the local paper, then you can cite that in your first paragraph and your interest of applying for the position. So for example, you would say, I've read in the local paper, Mindanao Times, dated September 4, 2020, that your company is in need of accounting staff. I wish to apply for the position. Alright? So you have there the information and your interest. Why is it's important that you cite the information? Because it's also significant to the company whether the promotion that they have had is working for them. And it's giving them an output. It's giving them effective promotion of their job opening. The second paragraph of your application letter, you can write there your experience. Two things, no? One is your work experience related to the position that you are applying. And second, what are the attributes, work attributes that you possess which you think are significant in the performance of the function. And in the third paragraph of your application letter, you can write there, you can open doors for further meet and greet of the HR or of the interviewer, because you cannot tell everything in your resume and in your application letter. So you can say there that I wish to share more of my qualifications at your most convenient time. I can be reached at your contact number or your email address. And then you can close the letter by saying sincerely or respectfully yours. I suggest do not write very truly yours, because Tagalog mo yung very truly yours, ako iyong buong buo, no? It's not very formal. Again, I'd like to remind you that your application letter is a formal style of communication. So after closing, don't forget your name and then your signature. Voila! You have your winning cover letter.
Bench, let's proceed to the second video.
Last video, last discussion, we talk about how are you going to write a winning cover letter. And today, partner with your cover letter is the resume. We're going to talk about how are you going to write a winning resume. The resume is your personal brochure to market yourself. It should give your potential employer a quick view of what you can do for them. So for new graduates just like you can list your accomplishments in school. Do not worry about not having any accomplishments or work-related accomplishments. You can pick out those school accomplishments that show responsibility, reliability, cooperative spirit, and the like. That's why you have to make the most of your experience while you are still in the university. You can cite those experiences that you have with extra and co-curricular activities, your membership to various academic or non-academic student organizations. So what are the suggested format or tips in writing your resume? This is how are you going to do it. You start, of course, with the most important thing, followed by with the less important, and so on and so forth. So what you can start is you write your name, your full name, your address. You have to be specific in your address. You have to write there the street, the house number, the purok, and barangay. Why you have to be specific in your address? Because these potential companies of yours, they're going to make a background investigation. And one way of doing that is to visit your barangay or your residence. They're going to talk to your purok leader or to your barangay leaders, no? What are your participations, or are you really residents of that area? Then after you address, another important information that you have to provide there in your resume are your contact number and your email address. These two are important, especially in giving you feedback on the status of your application. And you know, your companies, potential companies, they don't believe that you don't have any email address or contact number, because we are in a generation of technology. So you really have to make sure that you have a functional email address and your contact number is really yours. The next one is you have to write a summary statement. A summary statement is a gist of who you are in terms of your potential to the company, in terms of what you can contribute to the company, in terms of your competence, whether you can perform to the function or not. So, two things. When you're going to write your summary statement, let's go back to the second paragraph of your application letter. I said that when you write your second paragraph in your application letter, there are two things that you are going to highlight there. One is your work-related experience, and the other one is the attributes. No? What are the attributes that you possess that are related to the performance of the function or the requirements of the position? So that's the summary statement. Later on, I'm going to show a sample summary statement. How are you going to write it? The next one is your work or school related experience, or OJT experience. Now, if you're a working student, then you can write there, but you have to make it sure that your work experience during the time that you're still in the university are related to the position or to the requirements of the company. Or your OJT experience, of course, for sure, are related to the requirements also of the potential company that you're applying to. So you have to cite that in your resume. The other one is that what are the job responsibilities that you have had in your internship or in your OJT experience? And I think it's there in your OJT manual, the manual that your OJT coordinators are giving to you during the time that you have your OJT. So you can copy those and include that in your resume, because those are specific assignments that you have had during your OJT. And the other one is your accomplishments or your recognitions or your achievements when you were here in the university. If you have, for example, participation in a community extension, because it speaks about volunteerism, it speaks about you being a team player, no? And your exposure to other staff, that during the time that you're in the university, you're not just a plain student, but you also engage yourself to other or various or related activities that can at least bolster your experience, your qualification, and your competence. The last one is, of course, your education. So you see there's nothing there in your resume. You do not put anything that are not relevant to the position that you're applying to. No? There's nothing there that asks you about height, weight, and religion. That's why when you write your resume, you have to tailor fit the content of your resume based on, number one, on your competence, on your qualifications, on the things that you possess that you can offer to the company. And second, tailor fit the content of your resume based on the requirements of the company. That's why I suggest do not buy the ready-made biodata form that you can buy in the bookstore nor in store, because there are information that you may not be included, no, in your resume, and which are actually relevant to the position that you are applying to. So that's how you're going to write your resume. Remember this, in a gist, when you write your resume, 7 things that you have to remember, or you have to make sure that these 7 things are there in your resume. Number 1, what can you do for me? When you write your resume, when you prepare your resume, you have to make sure that this question is being answered in the content and substance of your resume. Second, do you have the skills I'm looking for Third, where have you worked before? It's also important that you have to cite your work experience, the company that you had, your internship, your OJT, because aside from it was an opportunity for you to apply the learnings that you have learned from the university, for sure your work or internship experience have developed you some have improved your soft skills, some of your soft skills, like for example work attitude skills, the ability for you to follow deadlines and instructions from the company, like wearing proper uniform, wearing an ID, coming to work on time, following the rules and regulations of the company. Those are very important stuff, although sometimes we said that those are simple stuff, but those are very relevant stuff. Number 4, is your experience relevant to my needs? Number 5, do you have the right education and credentials? So you see, question number 4 and question number 5 are related to each other, which means that whether you have this experience or education and you're applying to a position that's quite different from the training and the experience that you have, you know, give that to those people who have the relevant experience and training. Question number 6, what kind of person you are. So it's important that you also have to highlight your soft skills, your personal attributes. And last but not the least, where can I contact you? I overly emphasize the relevance of your email address and your contact number because, as I said, that whenever there's a need for you to report immediately or submit additional documents or papers relevant to your application, this is the fastest way of the company telling you about those stuff. So I hope that with that information, you can start writing your resume.
Thank you very much. Let me share my screen first. Okay, so let's have a review first. One, in the discussion about writing an application letter and resume, I mentioned there that the importance of two documents is that, you know, when you apply for jobs or even when you apply for college, no, for a university, you need to go through a process. And the first process that you are going to have is submission of your application letter and of resume. And the next stage is for you to proceed to the interview. You might be wondering why you were not called for interview. Very simple answer. Your application letter and your resume are not written in an impressive manner. So you have to write an impressive and something that, you know, attracts the interest, call the attention of the HR or the hiring officer for you to proceed to the next level, which is the interview. So the purpose of writing a resume and application letter is for you to have a schedule for interview, and the purpose of the interview is for you to get the job. No? That's why if you notice in your high school students, in a beauty competition like Miss World or Miss Universe, the final stage, no, the final part of the competition usually is the interview, and that where the judges determine the winner, no. So just like in a job application process, so you see preparation is half the battle. For you to be able to be confident and be, you know, can respond to questions to be raised during job interview, then you have to prepare. How are you going to prepare the job interview? Number one is that remember always the questions raised during job interview are the same questions over and over again. So it's about test of your competence, test of your abilities, what are your experience related to the position, what is your interest of working with a company, those important things. And you know, it's something to do about yourself, your experience, no, and situations that you have been through related to the position. So that's why maisip natin na bakit hindi mo siya masagot ng maayos, kulang ka siguro ng confidence, di ba? So sinasabi dito that how candidates behave during the interview is often seen as an indicator of how they will perform. That is why the interview is the deciding factor, because the interviewer, the hiring officer will have a better better gauge, no? Better impression of the applicant, once they're going to hire the applicant, they will have an impression, no? Meron na silang idea whether marunong ito siya or hindi, no? And that's why the better prepared you are, the less nervous you will feel and the more confident you will appear. Importante kasi during job interview or any interview for that matter, you have to have confidence, because if you don't have any confidence, there's going to be an impression that you are not sure. You are not also confident of yourself. You are not also confident of your ability, of your competence, no? So bakit hindi ka confident? Bakit hindi ka spontaneous? Kasi siguro alam mo na may kulang ka, alright? So dapat hinahanap ngayon ng mga hiring officer yung tao na marunong talaga mag-perform sa work. The more you know about the purpose of the interview and the organization, the better you respond to the questions. Because you are there for an interview and you want, for example, if it's a job interview or if it is a college application or a university application, and then pumunta ka doon, 'di ba? So tatanungin ngayon, bakit mo napili na mag-work dito? Why do you want to work in our company? Or why do you want to enroll in our college or in our university, 'di ba? So pareho lang din 'yan sa mga, halimbawa sa mga boys, no? May nagugustuhan kayo ng mga girls, okay? Bakit niyo sila gusto? Kasi may nalaman kayo about them. And for the girls, bago niyo sila sagutin, no? Pag-aralan niyo muna, tingnan nyo muna ngayon kung may match ba yung inyong personality at saka yung inyong interests doon sa nanliligaw sa inyo. So, same thing if you're applying for a job, 'di ba? Okay. Now, generally, what are the hiring managers looking for during your job interview, no? Ano ang hinahanap nila? Dahil sinasabi ko kanina that pwede nyo naman kasi paghandaan, no? Mag-ready kayo ng potential na sagot, na posibleng sagot sa mga potential na questions na haharapin ninyo, no? So pinaka-basic na hahanapin ng mga interviewer is your ability to perform the job. Ibig sabihin nun, marunong ka ba? And those who are present today, most likely you are interested to enroll engineering when you want to pursue college, right? And engineering and also probably architecture, no? And engineering is a highly technical course, highly technical profession. Ibig sabihin nun, um, you are required to perform, no? To use an equipment, a gadget, ano? So kailangan yung gumamit ng isang machine, okay? That's why you have so many laboratory courses, because you will be trained for that purpose. So yun ang importante doon, no? So halimbawa, kung graduate ka na isang civil engineering or mechanical engineering or electrical engineering, what are expected of a mechanical engineering graduate or a mechanical engineer profession, no, professional for that matter? Kailangan mo ba mag-perform ng isang equipment, ng isang machine? Marunong ka ba nun? So yun yung sinasabi natin na ability to perform the job, all right? Or knowledgeable about the position. The second one is your fitness. Fitness when it comes to culture and personality. So that refers to your attitude, that refers to your ability to mingle with other people, to work with other people. The third one is your motivation and your enthusiasm. Ibig sabihin, ikaw ba yung tao na merong career goals, no? May ambition ka sa buhay when it comes to your career, not only for personal area, for personal matter, but more on your professional, no, aspect. Like for example, tatanungin ka, how do you see yourself in 10 years, in 15 years? Meron ka ba talagang ambisyon na mag-improve sa iyong buhay, mag-improve sa iyong career? Okay? So that will really interest the interviewer, because people who are into that, which means that they will really strive hard for them to achieve their career goals. Knowledge of the company, no, as I said, that it's really very important that you have prior knowledge. That's why you are advised to do some research. And senior high school students, I think it's not difficult for you to do that, because information of these companies are right at your fingertips, no? You can like Google them, search their website, and find out what are the vision and mission, what are their products and services, so that you can like match, no, the vision and mission, the philosophy statement of this company to your personal philosophy statement in life. And the other one, The other one that will interest the interviewer is your communication skills. And when I say communication skills, it does not mean only the ability to speak in English, but your ability to relay a message, process a message that you have received, no? Communicate well, if you can talk well, no? And if you can like understand the information that is given to you and process that and share that, no? Okay? So generally, ito yung pinaka-overall, no, ng mga questions na tatanungin sa inyo during job interview. One is that, can you do the job? It's about your skills, your talents, your competencies, and your abilities. So that's why when you proceed to college and even in your senior high school, anong training meron kayo? Ano yung mga specific training sa STEM na meron kayo, all right? If you also proceed to engineering and take a specific engineering program, then what are the necessary skills and competencies expected of you, no, that you have developed over the course of your study? Second is that, will you do the job, no? Your interest, your motivation, and right values to work. Oh, okay, uh, skillful ka nga, marunong ka nga, pero willing ka ba mag-work? For example, questionin ka, sometimes there's a need for you to work overtime or need to work Saturday or extend your time of work, no? Although, of course, by law, you will be paid, no? You need to transfer, you need to move, you know, you need to travel to other places. Are you willing to do that, no? So that's what they mean by, will you do the job? And third is, will you fit in the company and its culture? So it has something to do about your interpersonal skills, your adaptability, and your positive work attitude. Some of the common interview job questions that will be raised, no, and you may encounter this in the future, is that basic number one is, tell me something about yourself, or can you introduce yourself, or anything that we need to know about you. And why this question is being asked is that at first, no, kahit pa sa start na question, the interviewer is interested of your talents, of your abilities. So do not be too personal, like, you know, mentioning your parents, your teacher's name, and other stuff that, you know, are not relevant to the position and the purpose of the interview. That's why you have to focus on your strengths, on your accomplishments, and on your experiences that's relevant to the position, no? So tingnan ninyo kung ano yung mga experience ninyo na relevant doon sa ina-applyan ninyong work. Second, what do you know about our company, or why do you want to work in our company? No, and as I've been saying that, you have to read the information probably that's available in their website or in their brochure, then find out what interests you. For example, for those who are attending the session today, probably some of you wants to proceed to, you know, study in and proceed to engineering program. So one interesting question is that, why engineering and why in the University of Mindanao? So there is something that you have seen in and there is something that you have seen in the engineering program that, you know, prod you to enroll. Okay, so same thing, if you want also to work in a company, then why in that company? All right, what is in that company that attracts you? All right. Okay, what is your greatest weakness? Alam nyo kung ano ang weakness, right? This question is asked for several reasons. One is that, you know, human beings are not perfect, and the interviewer wants to know whether you have realization that you are not perfect. Because papasok ka kasi sa isang company, no, and you know, you are new to the company. And ako halimbawa, if I am the hiring officer, I am the interviewer, I would expect the applicant na meron siyang desire to learn, no? Meron siyang teachable characteristic or teachable attitude. Hindi siya knowing everything, knowing all. Parang ganon, no? Arrogante, parang ganon. Okay? So, meron ka dapat, you identify a weakness, and not only that, try to share how you overcome that weakness, or how you turn that weakness into something positive, no, or how you make use of that weakness for you to be able to develop a positive attitude. For example, ako, I'll cite an example, senior high students, ha. Ang weakness ko, is an I'm impatient person, no. Impatient ako, hindi ako pwede maghintay, that, or you cannot stuck, I mean, you know, I don't like to be stuck in a traffic, no. Kaya ako, if I travel from my house going to the office and if I'm stuck in a traffic, sometimes it ruin my entire day. No, I will not be productive anymore. It will destroy my mood and the like. Okay? So, ang magandang ginagawa ko doon para hindi ako ma-stuck sa traffic is that I go to office early. Alright? So, maaga ako and that's a positive attitude. Okay? So, isipin ninyo kung anong weakness meron kayo and anong positive attitude ang na-develop ninyo para ma-overcome yung weakness na yon. The other one is, do you have any question? Ito, senior high students, do not leave the interview area without you asking any questions. No, you have to ask questions because job interview is a form of conversation. It's not just a one-way uh, process, communication process. All right? Because if you ask question, it will give an impression to the interviewer that you are really interested to the company, no? Work with the company. The other one is, what can you contribute most to our organization? Contribute, hala ka ma'am na ade, amutan kay contribute man. O, di ba? I mean, no, it's not about, you giving something to the company. But you want to be part of the company and therefore, what you possess in terms of your experience and in terms of your qualification, that you think will make you an asset to the organization. All right? Because the organization is looking for someone who can help them. And if you will be hired, then how you can help the organization? As simple as that. Okay? I have this. There's a survey done by the PMAP. No, PMAP is an organization of HR officers in the country, and we know that HR are the ones hiring, no, doing the interview, recruitment, for all the applicants of the respective organizations. And there's a survey done about common interview mistakes, and I'm sharing this to you for you to take note of this and don't do this when you're in an interview. No, so please remember this. You can take a screenshot or copy this and instill this always the time that you will be facing an interview. One is answering cell phone or texting. That's a no-no. Dressing inappropriately, appearing disinterested, appearing arrogant, unprepared, chewing gum. Sometimes we know the reason why you do that. No, you chew gum because probably that's your way of managing the tense emotion during job interview and dreadful moment during job interview. But it will not look good after all. No, it seems that you are not really prepared for that. That's why you are doing that stuff. You are chewing gum. No, okay, not providing specific answers. That's why I have been telling you, senior high students, that you cite your experience, you cite a situation para hindi naman masyado generic yung inyong sagot, no? Pag tinanong kayo if you're an animal, if you can compare yourself to an animal, what animal would you want to be? And sasabihin mo na you want to be an ant, then why ant, no? O bakit langgam? Mano lamigas, unsang naa sa lamigas. So you cite the characteristics of lamigas and share also those characteristics that you possess that have similarities with the ants. Okay, not asking good questions, and I already mentioned that before you leave the job interview area, then you have to ask questions. Okay, last na ito, social media etiquette. You have to be careful in your posts in the social media, particularly in your Facebook or in your Instagram, senior high students, because HR are also doing background investigation. They want to know deeper of who you are, no, your characteristics, no, your personality, and they can easily do that by searching your name in the website. I mean in the Facebook, no. Ibig sabihin mag-i-stalk sila sa iyo, no. Titingnan nila kung anong pino-post mo, all right? So one is that write negative posts. Do not write negative posts, no, because it will give an impression that ikaw yung tao na very negative masyado, and ayaw natin, di ba? We don't like to associate or go with people who are so negative in their thinking, in their actions, because ayaw natin mahawa sa kanilang virus. Okay? So, do not do that. Galit ka sa PLDT, galit ka sa Globe dahil sa kanilang connection, wala ka din naman magawa, no? paglindol, post ka kaagad. I mean, why do that? No, 'di ba? Why do that? Unless the way you post, the way you say something in your social media about the linog is a form of intellectual discussion, no? So that's okay. Pero sasabihin mo lang may lindol ganyan. I mean, why? You are calling an attention, and unless you are a social media influencer, and the fact that you are STEM and you want to enroll in engineering, I mean, companies will not hire a social media influencer from your group. Second is that ungrammatical posts or use of derogatory language, because your language, the character of your language speaks about your personality. So kung bad ang mga words na ginagamit mo, that speaks a lot about you, no? So you have to be careful in your posts. And last, make your posts all about you. Because if you're doing that, lahat na nakapost sa social media mo about you, about your OOTD, about your travel, no, about your food, everything all about you, there's an impression that you want the spotlight to be on you always, no? So ibig sabihin, kung i-hire ka namin sa company, gusto nimo ikaw lang yun ang star of the show, because that's what your social media is all about. All right, that's why you call it social media, because you can share interesting topics and invite discussions from other people. Like for example, if you have watched a series that's worth discussing in your social media, then you do that, no? Okay, or if you have read a book, then you can make a review of that book in your social media. After all, educated kayo, no? There is an impression that trained kayo, nakapag-aral kayo, at mataas ang expectation ng mga employer and hiring officer sa inyo. Okay? So I think that's all. Senior high students, please continue to follow us in our Facebook page, in our Instagram, and in our YouTube channel. For those of you who are interested to watch, no, our other immersion session, you can watch them in our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Sir Ray, for your talk with regards to the pre-employment requirements for our students. So thank you very much, and I would just like to recognize, no, our participants, no, from the different schools here across the region. We have MSU Jensen, Federico Yap National High School, UM Maine, St. Lorenzo School of Palumulok Incorporated, and Kapurong National High School. And so this time, let's go on with our next part of our webinar. Let's have our online quiz. We will be giving prizes to those top 5, no, na maka-answer, no, or we'll have the highest points, no, sa gagawin nating online quiz. So we would like everyone to go to menti.com. All right, menti.com for a while. Ayan, menti.com, and then use the code 59396351. So our quiz will be about the talk of Dr. Rinaldo P. Castro, yung employment requirements. So we're waiting for our players. So let's just wait for others, especially yung nandun sa YouTube natin ngayon kasi may delay tayo. But then we would like to recognize the 30, no, participants, no, natin dito. 31 participants here in our Zoom. And meron tayong 20 watching sa ating YouTube channel. So meron tayong 1 participants. Keep coming, no? Just go to menti.com and then use the code 59396351. Again, we will be getting top 5 students, no, yung mga top 5 na may mataas na scores sa ating gagawing online quiz ngayon. We have now 12, 13. Pabutan nito ng 20, and then we will start our quiz. Okay. Ayan, 18. Last 2 participants. 18. 20. Alright, let's start our online quiz. So be ready. Ready niyo yung mga cellphone ninyo or naka-laptop pa kayo ngayon. So ready niyo yung mga thumb ninyo para to click the right answer or your or the best choice. Okay, let's start. Okay, answer fast to get more points. Here's the first question. How long is the ideal resume? Right, look at your phone. You have 15 seconds to answer this question. 1 to 2 pages, 4 to 5 pages, or it depends on the job. Right, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time is up. Okay, 1 to 2 pages, dominant and 1 to 2 pages, and that is correct. Okay, so 18, no? Yung nakatama. So let's see who's the fastest on this first question. Let's see the leaderboard. Alright, yung top 1 natin ngayon for the first question is Dominic Ando of Federico Yap National High School. Fastest one. Alright. Okay, let's proceed to the next. Of 5. There. Answer fast to get more points. The objective of the resume is for the applicant to get hired. True or false? 20 seconds to answer the question. Three, two, one, and time is up. And the correct answer is false. Okay, the objective of the resume is for the applicant to be interviewed. Okay, not to get hired. Okay, parang may changes tayo dito. So, kasi 4 lang ang nakatama. Tingnan natin sa leaderboard. Sino yung top 5 natin for this question. Okay, so Dominic, Ando of Federico Yap National High School, and then top 2 pa din si Barefoot Contessa, Cherlu, JK, and Leo. Okay, let's proceed to the next question, 3 of 5. Alright, answer fast to get more points. The best applicant gets the job. True or false? 20 seconds to answer. Alright, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tingnan natin saan mas madaming answer. Okay, 13 sa false. Alright, the correct answer is false because the right answer is the best interview gets the job. Ayun. Okay. Tingnan natin sa leaderboard. Kung sino yung top 5 natin. Meron bang changes? Let's see. So sa round na ito, JK is the fastest. And number 5 na si Leo. Let's see. Kung yun pa din ba yung ranking natin later. Let's have the question 4 of 5. Answer fast to get more points. Here's the question. Which of the following should not be included in the resume? Look at your phone and then click your answer. Contact number, education, height, and religion. 9 seconds to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time is up. Tingnan natin. All of you got the correct answer. Height and religion. So, let's see our leaderboard. Natin who's the fastest. Okay, si Dominic Ando yung fastest dito. Alright, let's proceed to the last question. Question 5 of 5. Answer fast to get more points. Here's the question. Will you do the job? Is a general question on the applicant's blank. Skills, motivation, or adaptability? 15 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time is up. Lahat mostly sa skills, but the correct answer is motivation. Alright, let's see. And sino yung top 5 natin sa ating first online quiz for this webinar. Meron talagang changes na mangyayari sa ranking. Okay, so Dominic is our first place. Barefoot Contessa, top 2, 3 si Pearl. 4 is si hindi ko na makita ang basta you've seen naman your names sa atin yung top 5. So just email lang your details yun sa nag-email sa inyo glbanoy@umindanao.edu.ph. Bigyan niyo yung details niyo so that we can process your prizes. So thank you very much for your participation. Okay. Alright, so we're done with our online quiz. We're done with our first topic this morning on our webinar series. Now let's go to the next topic that will be discussed this morning. We will be talking about Capstone project ideas. So, kaway-kaway sa mga excited dyan, please type 1 if you're excited for this topic. Okay, so yung mga gusto mag-pursue ng engineering courses, so you really have to listen and tingnan niyo yung mga signal niyo dyan. And to give us ideas about Capstone project ideas, ladies and gentlemen, the research coordinator of the College of Engineering Education, ladies and gentlemen, Engineer Jetron Adtuon. Virtual round of applause, please.
Morning, students. Good morning, Sir Benji.
Morning, sir.
Sir Ray. Sir, okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Sir Benji, can you now see the share screen?
Yes, sir. I can see your slides.
So far, sir, may problem din ako with the connection. Pero sige lang, hopefully wala siyang aberya as we proceed with the discussions. All right. So first thing, let's focus first ourselves with the capstone project ideas. And by the way, now before I start my discussion, I hope the students really listen to Sir Ray. Actually, Sir Ray was our teacher in CAED 500. So yung mga tips ni Sir were actually very useful in my first job to actually work for a government office. Then I actually went into technical field muna, and then while working with UM also. So after dalawang companies for 4 years. And then just this 2018, I joined UM as full-time faculty member. Right. So my topic is focused on capstone project ideas. By the way, I am Jetron Adtuon, the research coordinator of the College of Engineering Education. So I am a major in computer engineering, and I completed my studies in UM Davao. So allow me to share with you this topic. Okay, so the key concepts for my talk is about Capstone project, and then finding the source of our ideas with Capstone projects, and allow me to share later our projects from the College of Engineering Education, and to share with you the newly opened Center for Green Nanotechnology Innovations for Environmental Solutions. And allow me to share also the career path for engineers. So last part of my talk will be more of the career path for engineers. Okay, so what is a capstone project? Actually, I'm sure that most of you here are already able to complete the capstone project. Am I right? You can respond to the chat naman. Okay. So A capstone project actually answers questions of practical importance. So when you had your defense, or probably your title defense during the senior high na capstone project, you were asked about what is the particular topic that you are trying to solve, okay? Or what is the practical importance of the project that you wanted to do, okay? And this capstone project actually serves as your culminating academic and intellectual experience. So for the secondary level, ito yung ating ginagawa. So I can recall during my secondary level also, I completed my capstone project, and it's focused more on finding new solutions to crown rot in banana. Kasi during that time, masyadong problematic yung export ng ating banana industry, simply because there are factors like yung growth ng fungus sa exported natin na product sa banana. So yun yung binigyan namin ng solution. And it was really maganda yung output ng study, however medyo late lang kami as to completion. So we weren't able to join the competition of yung UST competition. But the results were really good so far. Okay? So also it allows us or the students to think critically and solve practical problems. Okay? Enabling the students to develop their future skills. So who would have thought na yung research or yung capstone project na yun? Actually, I belong to kasi on the science class. So required talaga na ma-comply yung capstone project. And the other programs of yung high school na yon are actually more on feasibility studies, more on yung mga business plan. So yung sa amin is really a capstone project that would be technical in nature. And I can recall also na when I was at second year level, yung first namin na na-introduce about capstone project, I actually said na I don't want to have this subject anymore. No? But upon reaching the fourth year level, yung last na level ng secondary level on my time, so yun na, naharap kami sa capstone project na talagang gagawin na siya. So we actually opted to drop the program and then transfer to the regular class. Pero hindi ako binayagan na mag-drop sa special class. So still I continued and was able to complete naman. And even though I really hate working on capstone project, really hate working on research, and now I am the research coordinator in the college level. So imagine yung turnaround ng mga scenario. So yun yung nangyari sa akin. So these capstone projects actually will help us to really develop our future skills. If not, probably kung hindi ko natapos yung capstone project ko, most likely I will not be here talking to you. Okay? So where did I get those ideas? Actually, we have common sources of ideas. It could be skills, hobbies, interests, and experience. So skills could be yung skills in computer, in design, in management. It could be your hobbies, no? Yung ating hobbies ngayon, sports, biking, okay, cooking, writing, and outdoors. Interest about gaming, about nature, art, and travel. Or it could be our experiences. So real experiences with the skills, hobbies, and interests. So yung sa akin naman, hindi siya na-belong on a common source of ideas. So it actually came about a concern raised on the television. So it's more of an idea coming from an external source. So yung source naman nun is from the news reports. So hindi naman siya really common na talagang i-deal mo yon kasi nga medyo broad yung topic niya. But still, guided by our experts, so wala namang problema along the way. So these common sources of ideas can be used when creating our capstone project. And also, we have in the college level, we already have some other sources. Okay. And when we also do the ideation technique, so we have brainstorming, storyboarding, and mind mapping. So very common here, I think, is the brainstorming. So yung ating capstone project are actually, usually you have 3. Am I correct? No? Three members per group. So we all know that each member would have different skill, different hobby, interest ng isa with the others. And there's somehow a little conflict in terms of the interest as to which idea should really push through. So may nangyayari pa rin brainstorming, and somehow we can do mind mapping. So si storyboard naman medyo mahirap siyang gawin. Pero pwede naman siyang procedure also. But these are actually generic ideation techniques. So in working with Capstone project, so there's another way. Okay. So for the college level, I'm not sure with the secondary level if they do have this what they call research agenda. But in the college level, we have this research agenda. So our projects, our Capstone projects are guided by the research agenda. So this agenda actually will be the roadmap as to where are we going in terms of Capstone project, in terms of thesis, or in terms of research activities in the university. Okay, so this agenda actually orients us towards the both short-term and long-term goals. So also it allows us to identify which academic path to engage and allow us to steer us to the right people to collaborate. So yung sa atin for engineering, I hope the students here who are listening are really interested in engineering. So yung path natin would be lahat ng researchers should be inclined on engineering. Okay, and then we have people here to help you. So we have experts from different fields. Okay. So besides going into the common ideation, di ba, yung kanina, we have common ideas from skills, hobbies, and then from there, we do the brainstorming, the mind mapping, storyboarding, yung ating common techniques when we have ideation process. Now, if we are guided by the agenda, we can have another technique. So from the agenda or the research agenda, we can go into the internet. So we can go out the internet and surf for more information about our interest or the agenda. So here are some of the sources that you can, usually ito yung nakikita mo when you do search yung mga information that can have it from ResearchGate, from Elsevier, or from Google Scholar. So also, we have this free reference manager and academic social network. So we call this one as the Mendeley. So actually, this Mendeley is actually linked into the Elsevier account. So lahat nung gaya ng Science Direct, if you happen to visit Science Direct, it's also connected in this application, itong Mendeley desktop. So if you want, I actually will demo this one. So you can actually go on visit mendeley.com. So ito yung website na. Access this one. You can create your free account. As a student, you can create an account and download the application. So later, if you're interested, you can visit this one. You just create your account. And by the way, I suggest that you use your personal email address. Because later on, when you're using that one, kasi as you proceed, as you go forward and going into the college level, so yung account pa rin na yan yung gagamitin nyo. So at least you still have the access. Okay? And this is how the Mendeley looks like. So let me change my shared screen. Okay. So I'll give you a short demo about Mendeley desktop. Sir Benji, can you see the new shared screen? Okay, students, can you confirm if you can see the new shared screen? Can you type 1 in the chat? Okay. Yeah, I cannot see the chat. Yeah, sorry. Sir Benji, can you confirm if you can see the Mendeley desktop?
Sir?
Can you now
Yes,
see
sir.
the Mendeley desktop na shared screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So students, this is the Mendeley desktop, no? So yung sabi ko kanina, create the account and then you can log in to the Mendeley software. So after downloading it and installing it, you'll have this one. I actually had my demo yesterday for one of my class yung sa methods of research for mechanical engineering. So ito yung topic namin kahapon. So from here, you can get information about your interest. Say for example, if you wanted to search for something, ano ba yung common ngayon? So there are actually issues involving yung face mask, no? Sabi nila, the longer yung ating pandemic, mas dadami yung waste natin in terms of face mask. So what can we do? Yung question. So actually, it's also a question raised by one of my students in mechanical engineering. So we tried searching for face mask in Mendeley desktop. So you can go into literature search and then type mo lang dyan yung keyword or keywords na gusto mong hanapin. Go. Face mask. Okay. So you'll have here different studies involving face mask. So kahit anong study, basta may, may relationship siya in terms of face mask. Ito yung example. Okay. So may nahanap kami dito na na study na pwede pala siyang gamitin as part of a concrete mix. Yung cement, no? Yung cement mix na ginagamit. Actually, lang. Hindi ko mahanap yung yung exact. Okay. So, but meron yun siya. Face mask as cement mix. So, pwede siyang gamitin pala. Okay, hindi na siya ma-search ngayon. Okay. But example, if you search face mask, you'll have your different studies involving face mask. So ito, example nito. Okay. So may issue in terms of efficacy ng ating cloth face mask. Kasi nga, di ba, increasing na yung medical grade na face mask. So yung suggestion is to use cloth face mask kaso dapat layered siya. Something for like, I think, dapat 2 layers. So yun. So there are studies already involved na yung mga study like this one. Efficacy of cloth face mask in reducing COVID-19 transmission. This is more of a literature review. Also, studies, ito, use of face mask during COVID-19 pandemic in Poland. Itong survey na study. Okay, and then, ito pa, this one is interesting. Wearing face mask strongly confuses counterparts in reading emotions. So when you talk while using your face mask, you will not be able to easily say that the person is smiling, the person is happy, the person is sad, or whatever. Kung yung itsura niya lang. Okay? So, with this one, you can have more information, okay, with the interest. So also, if you are able to publish your works, you will have, ito, example na ito sa akin. So ito yung published works 2019 and 2018. So it's already available in Mendeley. And then, yung account diretso, yung account ko mismo, when your paper is already available online, it will be, papasok sa Mendeley and then you will be prompted na to verify if this is your work. So, kaya nito, these are actually, 2 of my works. This is sa master's degree. This is may mga completion ko ito, 2018-2019. And then I still have other publications pero hindi pa siya available dito. But available na siya sa Google. You can search directly Google using my name. So, example, yung kanina, say face mask, and you want to read this one, example ito, basahin mo, pero you want to read this one later. So, you can actually go on to save reference. Ito lang. Click save reference. Okay, so na-check na yan siya. And you will see here, under unsorted na section, you'll have this one, ito yung na-click mo na save reference, you can put this one in a folder. So, ito, example ito, demo for BME-T2, ito yung kahapon ginawa ko. So, I'll put this folder kasi I want to read this one, pero later na, so I'll put this one in the folder, example for the demo. So, click mo lang siya, drag, and then point it to the folder. So, yan, wait. Ito, drag lang. Okay, so, if you check, observe wala na siya sa section na yon, and then you'll see it under the demo for BM8221. So, doon na siya in the study. So, ito rin siya. This 2 namin sa wire folder, actually, these are the references of the studies we published in IEEE Explore. So, ito rin siya. I think 2020 ito na-published na study. So, ito yung mga materials that we read talking about our particular topic. So, hindi na siya ganun kahirap. No, why do we do this one? Actually, I will tell you later na may reason bakit we are using the Mendeley. Okay, so let me proceed with the slides. Okay. So again, I invite everyone to have your Mendeley account and then use your personal email para magamit na siya anytime. Okay. So next. So with the Mendeley, you will be able to have more articles, diba? More information about your topic. So after example, after you have decided on a particular idea with your group, so you can do a search or literature search using the Mendeley. And then later on, after you complete the example, you already have 15 namang articles involving the plot using the literature review matrix. Ito yung itsura niya. Okay? So ano nasa matrix? So we have here the authors ng ating study, the title, the publication, the year it was published, the objectives, the theory applied, the methods, and the knowledge gap. Okay. So for the authors, example, study number 1, itong example dito sa screen. This is on smart motorcycle security system. So this is actually my sample na proposed ko na study during the master's degree. Kaso rejected siya kasi medyo mahirap daw and it will take so much time to complete. So ang ginawa ko is, so this is one line here, itong buong line na ito or row na ito, this is the one study na nabasa ko. So title is Smart Motorcycle Security System and here are the authors. So you need to list down the authors and the title. So I just cannot get the publication ng study. But it was published 2016 and upon reading the content, I need to break down kasi upon completing the study na nabasa mo na siya, you need to break down the components. Example, you need to write down the objectives ng study. So usually, hindi siya sinasabi na this is the ever. Kasi yung nakasalit yung D. And then, after that, you need to also consider writing the theory applied. Ano yung mga technical matters na ginamit doon sa pag-complete ng study. And then, if you can browse with the full content ng study, kasi we have the open access naman na mga articles, yung mga journals natin na open access. You can actually read the full content. So, depende na lang sa source mo. Now, if you can read the full content, you can actually list down also yung highlights ng kanyang methodology. So for the methodology, ito yung paano ginawa yung study. So how they completed the study, and this theory applied, ito yung ano yung mga technical na components or technical theories na ginamit. And then, the last part is our knowledge gap. So this knowledge gap is actually, ito yung hinahanap natin. And usually, you'll see this one in the recommendations. But, hindi naman talaga lahat ng nasa recommendations yung andoon. Sometimes may mga na recommendations hindi sinabi na yung kulang. So you can write down here what could be the knowledge gap. So you need to read more. Hindi lang siya 3, hindi lang 5, but you need to read more. Okay, after completing kasi this matrix, you need to check which studies are interconnected. Kasi nga, we do the study, we research kasi we need to find to certain problems. And with yung plus yung temperature, that's very basic na which can be seen or available online. So pwede mo naman siya mahanap. So it could be a capstone project pero it's already available online. So ano pa yung i-test mo? 'Di ba? It's a measure of your learning kasi as mentioned kanina yung definition natin on the capstone project. So it's more of testing your capability. So yun siya is very common already. So what can you do more? So you actually have one project na ginawa ng aming student. Just recently, they have it check. Yung ginawa nila, may common pa rin, no? May temperature check, may alcohol. So what was new is that ang ginawa nila is instead of sa UM kasi when you enter, you need to fill up this yung triage form, yung may name mo, details, and then may checklist ng yung health form. Kung may lagnat ka ba, may ubo, or anything na may experiences. And if you ever traveled for the last 14 days, so may form siya na, na you need to fill out. So ginawa ng students is para hindi na mag-utilize ng masyadong maraming papel, and also hindi na need na example kasi maubusan ng form, you need to ask again from the office, certain office, to have more forms printed. Yung typical form would require half of the A4 paper or the short paper. So yung ginawa ng students, they make it smaller. So they actually incorporated a printer, yung thermal printer, yung parang sa resibo ng cashier. If you happen to visit yung mga groceries ba, yung resibo nyo maliit lang. So ginawa na student doon na print lahat ng details ng form, and then automatically yung system will write down the temperature. So hindi na yung tao mismo yung maglagay ng temperature. So, talagang yung temperature na exact yung ilalagay. Diba? So ganun din, it's also a way na ginawa nila is what if yung temperature is beyond what should be allowed, no? So automatically mag-alarm yung system and will really prompt the person and the one in charge doon sa entrance or sa exit na may concern as to the temperature or so ano na matters. It can be isolated siya. So yung ating knowledge gap, this is where we get or this is our this will be our stepping stone in looking for more things to do. Okay? Ito yung ating basis of the new Capstone project. So we already have information kung paano gawin yung particular na project, and then kaya lang may mga kulang siya. So now you need to connect, baka yung problem ng number 1 na author is already solved by another study. Okay? And among the articles that you have read, check on those na hindi pa na-solve. And then, yun yung gawin mong study. Yun yung gawin mong Capstone project. Okay? So at least you can have contribution. Not just a mere completion ng course. So you have a additional na contribution in the body of knowledge. Okay? So, ito yung mga examples of the Capstone projects and thesis ng students under the engineering program. So, ito. Actually, we have a lot of programs in the engineering, so I'll just show you later na lang yung mga fields namin. So, ito yung sa screen ninyo. If you can see this, the alcohol, the ethyl alcohol. This ethyl alcohol actually is a product of the chemical engineering headed by Dr. Josel Wagon. So, ito yung ginagamit ngayon na alcohol sa school. So, siguro baka sooner or later we'll have yung mass production, yung pwede na mabenta sa supermarket. And then this one, sa baba niya, yung ating Shell Eco Marathon Asia 2018, but actually we've been participating to Shell Eco Marathon since 2015 pa. So ito yung ating model card. This is actually lumad yung okay, sa ibang itsura niya. And then we have itong sa leftmost ng screen. These are actually projects ng ating college students din. Ito siya is more on reservation, yung bookings ng example. May may project na ginawa dito na yung mga locker rooms, so yung mga locker ng students gawaan ng security system. So ito yung example niya. You can ID and then reserve kung saan part ka ng locker room. And then itong nasa white na background ng mga text na ito, these are actually published studies which are actually also done by students together with experts. So yan ang sabi ko, with the research agenda, it would be easy for us to steer to the right people to work with. So itong later I will show you an example ng yung ginawa ito. Preparation of graphene-based conductive ink from spent zinc carbon batteries. And then we have the coconut na design and others. So ito. So this is the team. 2018, we have also 2019, pero wala ka photos nila. But these are just few of the examples. And on the last part ng discussion ko, I'll show you a video of the Shell Eco Marathon. So, like, baka sabihin nyo, sir, baka yan, baka edited yan, sir, no? So, hindi. It's actually real na mga photos. So, this is headed by the mentors, Dr. Crescencio Hinobiagon Jr. from the Mechanical Engineering Program, together with Engineer Randy Angelia of Computer Engineering Program. Ito siya, si Sir Randy, and then si Doc Hinobiagon, and then students, and yung mga students natin. Okay? And then this is actually one of the project completed. It's a bicycle speed shifter. Who are here? Who are bikers or cyclists here? So there are actually available market ready ng mga bicycle speed shifter, but actually mahal. So ang ginawa ng students, they made an improvised na bicycle speed shifter. Actually, the owner of this bicycle is this guy, si Ayan. So actually, he used this every day. After completing the project, yun na yung ginagamit niya every day. So na siya? It's already automated. So click na lang siya ng button, and then saka na yung bahala na yung system na shift ng speed niya. Okay? And then we have this one, automated chessboard. So actually, we have here Dr. Willie Torres, yung president ng university. So he also tried this chessboard. Okay, ito yung who are chess players here? Diba you manually write down the move of your every chess piece. So dito, no need na of writing. So kasi yung system nang bahala magsulat, and later on it will print the moves, lahat ng moves, and together with the time. So ito yung system, yung maliit na box na yan. Yan yung ating timer. So yung timer then also incorporated na. So, di ba, may dalawang toggle switch, player 1, player 2, and then mag-move yung time. And then every move, you need to press the timer. So, dyan, you can also see the movement, yung itsura ng piece sa board. May screen siya dyan that will show you yung kanyang itsura din. Pero in electronic lang siya. It's more of LED na display. And then this group is under my supervisory. Ito yung aming grupo for Coleoptera Seaver. So we have actually our center for Coleoptera. So we have researchers in the Coleoptera team na kailangan nila ng kanyang Seaver. Ito yung design na ginawa ng students. And then this is also my team for automated body mass index calculator. Ano yung motivation ng grupo na ito? So actually I told them we have this problem in the office, no? Yung aming mga faculty members tend to forget na to record the BMI in the monthly basis kasi dapat naka-record yung weight and then yung height mo in a monthly basis. Usually nakakalimutan siya. So ang ginawa is we designed a new system. Okay, ano lang siya, you just step on it and then bahala na siya mag-record. Just stop your ID and siya na mag-record. So yung gawin mo dapat na manually to record it on the website and then mag-login ka pa, whatsoever, yun na yung system ng bahala. Mag-compute ng BMI mo, and then will actually give you also mga diet ng mga tips. So, dun sa screen na yan. Ayan, may screen sa dyan. So, this was presented during an international conference in the university. So, we have visitors from different countries also. So, ito yung mga students, may mga students from different schools also dito. And then ito, some of our teams, we have team pedestrian lane. This one is an intelligent pedestrian lane. So, di ba yung may mga times kasi that when you pass by the pedestrian lane, minsan yung mga sasakyan biglang tumatawid. Even if may mga tao na, I actually have experienced this one, muntik ng sagasaan. Even if you are already passing on the pedestrian lane, malayo sasakyan, they will still speed up and then will almost hit you. So, ginawa dito, we made it more intelligent. So, may sarili siyang timer, may sarili siyang system. Okay? Na saka lang makapass through yung sasakyan kapag natapos na ang lahat ng pedestrian na dumaan. And then, this team itlog is actually a project na to identify kung ano yung magandang egg or hindi. So, it's more on the quality of eggs. And ito yung sample ko kanina. No? You published study involving graphene. This is actually a conductive ink. No? Instead of having the board para makapagawa ng circuitry, ang ginawa nila dito is to draw. Draw the circuitry using the ink and then connect mo na lang yung mga components. So ito siya, example, LED light. Itong line na ito is actually drawn using the graphene-based conductive ink. And ito yung power niya, LED light. Okay, so supplied by 3 volts and yung output niya. No? So yung LED niya ay Manila. So these are the students na gumawa ng study na yan. Okay, and this one is a study involving classification of Citrus proxima or the pomelo. Okay, so we have this one presented last 2020, and this team actually got best paper award online. If you want to search, you can search the title of the study, and then sa Google lang, type sa Google, and you will see kung ano yung study nila all about. And then this one, so the problem of the students sa kanilang lugar, yung mga reported na nag-connect before the meter, yung mga magnanakaw ng kuryente, yun yung problem nila. So what they did is to design a system that would detect theft ng electricity. So also this was presented and published na rin. These are the students. Okay. So these are also these publications. Ito siya. You can have this one checked on online. Baka sabihin nyo si sir, ano lang, gawa lang yan ni sir. Hindi. So yung students namin, we always encourage our students na upon completion of the Capstone project and upon completion of the research study, you need to publish that one. Kasi sayang yung effort mo and sayang yung information that you can share. So ayan siya. Okay. This was this is one of the conferences we attended in Seoul, South Korea last 2019, before the pandemic. And then we also have here our friends in Kyoto, Japan. Ito, si Dr. Jose Lawagon and Engineer Laxado. Ito yung conference namin in Phuket, Thailand. And then ito yung aming students, no, example ng hindi lang kami basta gumawa ng mga studies or gawa ng project. So meron din talagang contribution. Ito yung example. This is the project of the DILG Region 11 for the salin tubig, o sagana at ligtas na tubig para sa lahat. So these are actually civil engineering students who are in charge in designing water distribution system. Okay. So sila yung pinapadala namin to work with the LGU. So from different municipalities in Region 11. So ito example na is Patukan, Compostela Valley. So sa mga bukid pa talaga ng areas. No? So yung aming faculty members and those output later on. Also, we have this grantees of the YIP or the Young Innovators Program mentored by Dr. Jose Lawagon. This is actually a project supported by the UST. So I think they are almost done with this study na rin. And this is our new center in the university. So we have here the Center for Green Nanotechnology Innovations for Environmental Solutions, headed by the project leader, Dr. Jose Lawagon. So ito siya is more on the green approaches in the development of nanomaterials for Region 11. So we have interesting na center for UM. And then we also have this new laboratory equipment. You can have this one. You can use this one for free if you are a student university. So free na yan lahat yung aming laboratory equipment. Yung mga bagos. But then yung, I can recall 2019 din, yung pag-start ng pandemic coming from Japan. So they're actually doing a study involving waste conversion. Yung waste natin sa landfill ng energy. So waste to energy conversion. So yun yung may Japanese firm na nag-conduct ng study and they had it sa ating laboratory sa University of Mindanao. So, hindi lang siya basta lang for the students, we also cater external na mga requests. Especially yung request na yun kasi it's coming from the city government of Davao. Okay. So, yan. And then, okay, as engineers, saan mo tayo papunta? So, we have this career path. So, for civil engineering, we actually have majors here. So, we have major in structural, geotechnical, transportation, water resource, and yung basic na construction engineering and technical research. So, if you visit our website sa UM na website, you can see the different majors available for civil engineering. So after completing civil engineering, you can go for your master's degree to the MS Civil Engineering and to PhD na rin. Okay? Tapusin mo na rin tayo. Before, we are given yung isang teacher na sabi niya, why become for more contribution na rin sa ating field na interested. So civil engineering, yan yung aming mga majors. So this is my program from the computer engineering. So you can proceed from the BS to ComEng. You can have your MS engineering and PhD. So ano yung mga possible career path or mga jobs that we have? So yung basic namin, we have the computer hardware engineer, we can have the machine learning engineer, a data scientist, a data analyst. You could also be a computer network architect, you could be a computer system analyst, and of course, a technical researcher. Yun yung aming mga pwede. These are just a few, no? I actually intend sana to, pero medyo malayo kasi sa reality. So, sa Facebook, no, yung mga reported na yung course mo, tapos sa salary. And actually, hindi naman ganun kalayo. Malapit naman, siguro mga 20% more, you can reach that one. But you need to have a background talaga. And then, you also have electronics engineering. So, it can be, you can also have your PhD in engineering. So we have faculty members here. So you have communication engineering, you can have electronics, yung major mo. You can also have desktop support engineer, electronic design, and then system control and technical researcher. So for the ECE, actually you can have doon sa yung field ng electronics design. Kung wala lang pandemic siguro, probably we have already started sa Mindanao area yung development ng mga chips. So sa ngayon kasi they are mostly are saturated doon sa Laguna, lahat ng mga publication ng mga IC, yung mga chips na ginagamit sa mga cellphone or sa lahat ng devices electronic. So they are planning to expand in Mindanao, pero sa Nabume. So we actually have experts already in microchip design. And then we have our engineering. So you can be a PhD or be a technical researcher. And then for chemical engineering naman, so we also have here our BS ChemEng, and then can proceed with MS ChemEng and PhD. So you could be a materials engineer. So yung mga interested on developing new materials, you can proceed with materials engineering. So it can be a biotechnologist, a nuclear engineer, a product or process development scientist, a petroleum engineer, and a technical. So these are just few baka sabihin nyo, these are just a few. You can actually browse. Marami pa talaga. Okay? And this one for mechanical engineering. So you can go with MSME and PhD in mechanical engineering. So you can be an automation engineer, a design engineer, instrumentation engineer, a research and development engineer, mechanical engineer, you also be a professional mechanical engineer, a PME, and a technical researcher. So yung sa amin nga, yung I have dealt with friends na for ME, yung lifts, yung mga automation control. So So I have friends already na na-meet ko in the field na sila yung nag-install ng mga elevator systems and also with other systems. So yung experience for 2 years in the construction has opened yung mga talaga yung encounter mga pagdating sa construction. Okay. So if you want to know more of engineering in UM, you can visit our Facebook page at UM through the UM website. So actually, if you visit Facebook, marami kayong makikita doon. So hindi lang more on the education yung ating studies. We also have activities na extracurricular activities. So medyo busy yung aming page. So you just browse na lang ano yung mga activities ng page. Okay? So thank you very much for listening. Allow me to share a video. Hopefully I can have this one now. Yung video ko para talagang masabi niyo totoo yung sinasabi ko kanina na Shell Eco Marathon. So okay. We have this one. So lang, konting background. Okay. Yung kanina sa doon sa sample yung kanina is 2018 yun eh. So this is 2017. Let me share. Okay. Oops. Natin ko lang. Okay. So this is on SEMA. Audio. Yeah. Sir Benji, can you hear the audio?
Wala ka to. Yes, sir. Baka hindi mo na share sound.
Okay na ba?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ang ata yung screen mo, sir. So I think, sir, okay. So if you have questions, guys, while waiting for sir, join with us. So you can use the Q&A button, to give your questions.
happens to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel.
All right, that would be all for my presentation. I hope you're able to get information as to the College of Engineering Education and our topic, which is our capstone project ideas. Thank you very much, students, and thank you, Sir Benji.
Thank you very much, Sir Jetron Atuon, from the College of Engineering Education. So hopefully our participants now are able to grasp all the information that Sir Jetron have mentioned a while ago. Okay, again, a round of applause to Engineer Jetron Atuon, the Research Coordinator of the College of Engineering Education. Hope our students na nakita niyo yung mga career path na pwede talaga ninyong kunin once you enroll or you pursue your engineering course. Alright, so this time, let's proceed to the next and of course, ating online quiz. So start na, you just go to menti.com. Come on, let's go to the menti.com na and then we will start our quiz. Right. Okay. Waiting na ako for our players. Be on our online quiz portion. Okay, go to menti.com and then use the code 557266. So let's just wait for our students, our participants in our YouTube channel. So para makita nila ang ating menti. Ayan. So keep joining lang. Again, we would like to recognize the schools who participated in our webinar today. MSU Gensan, Federico Yap National High School, Maine, St. Lorenzo School of Pulumulok Incorporated, Takrong National High School. For those other participants na hindi nyo ilagay yung mga school ninyo, please type in your school so that it will be recognized. Thank you very much to our principal, program heads, senior high coordinators for your support and also the Department of Education for partnering with us in giving this information to our students in order for them to be prepared for the career that they want to be with. All right, so we have already 21 participants, 22, and keep coming lang guys. So we will start now our online quiz. All right. Answer fast to get more points. Here's the first question. In the literature review matrix, which portion contains the discussion of how the project was done? Methodology, theory applied, or objectives? 10 seconds to answer this first question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time is up. Let's see, saan yung dominated answer? Methodology. Let's see if it's correct. Yes, it's correct. So, congratulations. Mostly, ito na. Kinig talaga kay sir. So, let's see. Sino yung nasa leaderboard natin? Again, top 5 pa din yung ating pipiliin. Alright. Alright, so top 1 yan. And fastest si Pearl. And then seconds is in Nina Tozaki Sana. Si Okay yung third. Leonard Zin yung nasa 5th. Alright, let's proceed to the next question. Question 2 of 5. Answer fast to get 4 points. What portion of literature review matrix helps us formulate a new idea? Objectives, theory applied, or knowledge gap? You still have 10 seconds to answer the question. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And everyone has voted. Time is up. Mostly nag-answer sa knowledge gap, and that is correct. Let's see who's leading sa ating leaderboard. Will it still be Pearl ang nasa top 1? Let's see. Now si OK na ang nasa top 1. Second si Pearl, Zin, and then fourth si Jerome, and then Emilio. Escobillo is now on the 5th spot. Okay, meron pa tayong tatlong questions. 3 of 5. Answer fast to get more points. Here's the question. In the presentation, what document allows us to identify which academic path to engage for capstone ideas and research studies? Literature Review Matrix, Research Agenda, or Mendeley? 10 seconds to answer the question. 2, 1, and time is up. Mendeley yung pinakamadami, but the answer is Research Agenda. Okay, 5. So, surely meron talagang changes sa ating leaderboard. Let's see what's in our top 5. And there you go, Sage. Now yung top 1. Top 2 pa rin si Pearl. Third si Jerome. Stingelicious. And 5th place is si OK. Pasensya kanina, hindi ko nasabi na dapat ilagay niyo yung name niya at saka school. Anyways, let's go to the second to the last question. Question 4 of 5. Answer fast to get more points. Here's the question. What is the name of the new center mentioned by the speaker? Center for Green Nanotechnology Innovations for Environmental Solutions, Center for Green Technology Innovations for Environmental Solutions, or Center for Green Biotechnology Innovations for Environmental Solutions. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time is up. Let's see saan yung pinakamadaming answer. Is that correct? Oh, it's Center for Green Biotechnology Innovations for Environmental Solutions. So among our participants, 6 got the correct answer. So let's see who's leading on our leaderboard. Will it still be Sage? Let's see. And yeah, still Sage is on the first spot. And siya yung fastest one to get the right answer. Pearl, Jerome, 4th is si A. Bago si A dito, and then Stingelicious is on the top 5. Alright, let's have the last question. Question 5 of 5, answer fast to get more points. Here's the last question. In your capstone projects, where did you get your ideas? Get your phone and then answer. Skills, hobbies, interests, experience, all are correct. 5, 4, everyone has voted. Let's see. Yes, all are correct. Skills, hobbies, interests, and experience. This is where you get your idea. Alright. Let's see kung sino yung top 5 natin for this online quiz. There you go, guys. We have now the top 5. Sage, Pearl, A, Jerome, and also Delicious. Alright. Okay, please email your details sa glbanoy@umindanao.edu.ph so that you can process your mga prizes. Alright, so thank you very much for your participation. Okay. So I guess we're leading to our to the end of our webinar session for a while. Okay, so let me share to you guys this video with regards to the University of Mindanao.
Hi, Ga! So you're new, and you're looking to enroll at the University of Mindanao. No problem. With UM's open education, you don't have to take an entrance exam. But how do you enroll? Step 1. Fill out your Student General Information Sheet or the SGIS and attach the requirements indicated in it through this link. Remember, you get to keep a reference number after the registration. Step 2. Use the reference number to pay your down payment through any bank, Bayad Center, or even fund transfer. You can also find the rest of the payment options in UM's official Facebook page. Once the payment is done, send a copy of your transaction with your full name and contact number to cashiermain@umindanao.edu.ph. Step 3. Wait for an SMS alert where you will receive your student account ID number and more details about your account. Step 4. With the previous step done, you may now log in to the UM student portal. Once inside, click on Online Enrollment found in the navigational menu. Then click on Enroll Course. Step 5. Choose your desired session if you'd like to take classes in the morning, afternoon, or the evening. Submit your choice and get your certificate of matriculation or the Form 1 to proceed to the last step. Step 6. Wait for issuance of your email address through the email stated in your SGIS. Finally, claim your UM Form 1 and ID at the admission office once the quarantine is lifted. And that's it! You are now officially enrolled. Welcome to the University of Mindanao.
As per Management Committee instruction presented in the Quality Management Council, the entire thing is designed as a hybrid mode of instructional delivery with online learning through the LMS as the primary platform during the pandemic transition. We have e-learning through email, SMS, and group chats. and learning through smartphones, tablets, and other mobile devices. B-learning through Broadcast University on air. Correspondence learning, where the SIM or SDL manual can be picked up or arranged by courier. And finally, residential or F2F mode, depending on quarantine conditions. In short, students shall be encouraged to invest on the primary mode while taking advantage of the blenders. But don't worry, the school shall adapt to both asynchronous and synchronous learning, where students can keep up with class in their own convenient pace. So what are you waiting for? Enroll now at the University of Mindanao.
See you around, UMN!
All right, so those are the details, no, of our um, things that we do here in UM. And for other questions now with regards to enrollment, so you just go to the website, no, I mean the Facebook page of the University of Mindanao, no? University of Mindanao official page. You can go to the YouTube, and also you can contact us through the Twitter and also our Instagram na mga social media accounts. So again, we would like to say advance congratulations, no, to our students, our participants who are here. So we are very thankful, no, for your participation, and hopefully we're able to give the information to you guys, no, especially for those who would like to pursue engineering courses. Sir Sir Jetron, are you still there? Final words, no, for our participants.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, students, for joining us, and hopefully that we will see you around in UM. We look forward to seeing you here, and then hopefully then you'll have a great graduation day. Malapit na ba? I think malapit na, no, yung graduation day.
Yes, malapit na graduation.
Congratulations,
I think
and see
excited
you
to see
in
you.
UM. Ano po, sir?
All right, so thank you very much, Sir Jetron, Tuon, and also thank you to our again principals, program heads, and also teachers of the senior high school na from the different school na nag-participate ngayon. We are very thankful, no, for your participation. But all right, so again, that's it. Again, I am Benji Mainopas, no, your host for this webinar this afternoon, saying thank you, God bless, and keep safe. So kindly click, no, the link, no, for your evaluation so that we could give you, no, your certificate for joining, no, this webinar. So again, for all those also na nasa ating YouTube channel, so click the link that is being pinned, no, and then you answer the evaluation. So thank you very much. Again, God bless.